inside of the operations campus in June that year. Today, it's still left in ruin.
You can see the office furniture that's been pulled from this building. It'll take 54 months for this operations campus to be completed, one of many projects here at Office Air Force Base.
Woodward says with so many moving parts, each project is on a different timeline.
It's a lot different than normal buildings. These are pretty high-tech facilities.
While the base undergoes a makeover, Offutt personnel are working in tight quarters. But Colonel Thompson says the 55th Wing remains resilient.
We've had to shift how we do operations, but I'm very proud to say that we're still doing the mission to the very best of our ability.
Again, redevelopment is adding up to at least $1 billion, but Offutt officials say with supply chain issues and inflation costs, that number could change. Reporting live, Catherine Garcia, KETV, Newswatch 7.
All right, Catherine, thanks. Now to Los Angeles and the corruption trial of Nebraska Congressman Jeff Fortenberry.
On the stand again today, a man who says he carried $30,000 in an envelope to be delivered to a Fortenberry fundraiser in Los Angeles. The FBI says that money came from Lebanese-Nigerian businessman Gilbert Shagori, and investigators allege Fortenberry knew about the illegal foreign tie and later lied about it when questioned by the FBI. Fortenberry has pleaded not guilty to 3 felony charges. KETV Newswatch 7's David Earl begins our Week 2 coverage of the U.S. versus Jeff Fortenberry in Los Angeles.
We heard how Tawfiq Baqlini got the money from a foreign billionaire into Congressman Fortenberry's campaign, that he gave cash to an L.A. doctor. That doctor gave the money to members of his family. They wrote checks to the campaign. Defense attorneys today tried to make the point that the Nebraska Republican never knew about that. John Luttrell asked Baqlini on the stand, "You never told Congressman Fortenberry about the scheme?" Baqlini, "No." Luttrell, he asked if there was anything wrong with the money, and you said no? Baqlini, "Yes." That was a lie? Yes. Luttrell, that was a lie to protect him. Baqlini, yes. Defense attorneys also making a point that Baqlini's testimony was compelled by the government as part of a deferred prosecution agreement. Essentially, for cooperating, Baqlini never faced criminal charges, though he admits he committed a crime. Baqlini hired a defense lawyer after the FBI contacted him in 2017 about the illegal campaign contributions. Later the next year, Congressman Fortenberry would text him, "Hi Tawfiq, hope you're well. Would you have some time to visit Thursday evening?" Baqlini would write back, seeking to avoid contact. Quote, "Hi Jeff, sorry, cannot this week. Hope all is well." The next witness on the stand for the government was the campaign consultant who helped Congressman Fortenberry with fundraisers. She testified she had many concerns about the event here in Los Angeles, and you'll hear more from her coming up on the news at 6. In downtown LA, I'm David Earl, KETV Newswatch 7.
And for now, you can read more on the case by tapping open the KETV mobile app, and you can expect continuing coverage from David Earl and Omaha's news leader in Los Angeles as the trial rolls on.
Governor Pete Ricketts won't say if he'll veto a bill that will require the state to accept additional federal funds for rental assistance. LB 1073 would force the governor to apply for an additional $120 million of American Rescue Funds. Lawmakers will vote on final reading later this week. Ricketts says he strongly opposes it.
We are not in an emergency, and so therefore it's not appropriate for us to ask for emergency funds when we're not in an emergency. When we have emergencies, for example, if we have a flood or if we have tornadoes, we ask for that kind of emergency assistance, but it's just not appropriate for us to ask for that money when we don't have that sort of emergency.
Nebraska has until the end of March to apply for the funds.
To the weather now. We had a beautiful start to the day, but things are quickly changing.
Chief Meteorologist Bill Ramby's here with the upfront forecast. Bill.
Rob, Alexander are waiting for the roads to turn wet. That'll happen this evening. We're looking down here at 72nd and 370 in Papillion. The camera here at the Cobalt Credit Union. Doesn't appear to be raining just yet, but temperatures have started to cool at 61 degrees. We have a south wind at 21 miles an hour, and the dew point is still 38, so the air is not quite yet saturated, but you can see the moisture. South to north, we're holding to 61 at Epley, but where it's raining, it's in the 50s, and a front has pushed in from the northwest as well. You can see Fremont, Tekamah with a northwest wind, rain, cooled air to the south of us. It's all closing in, maybe sprinkling in Papillion. Bellevue, some lighter rain moving in, and again, coming up from the south. This is part of a big storm system that'll bring us widespread rain, Much colder weather, snow far out to the west of us tonight, but maybe we get a chance of some wet snow on Wednesday. That's in the forecast. We should be in the 50s with rain if you're headed out this evening. Rob, Alexandra.
All right, thanks, Bill. It's day one of the historic Supreme Court nomination hearing for Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson.
If confirmed, she would be the first black woman to sit on the nation's highest court. Jared Hill is setting the stage for us on Capitol Hill.
I am humbled and honored to be here.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson speaking on the first day of her Supreme Court confirmation hearings. Lawmakers remarking on the historic day.
You are writing a new page in the history of America, a good page.
Judge Jackson would be the first black woman and third black person to serve on the Supreme Court in its 233 years. She'd also be the court's first public defender.
You also understand that for our justice system to be truly workable, it must account for those who lack the resources to defend themselves.
Jackson's nearly 9 years as a judge puts her with more experience than 4 current justices when they were confirmed. But some Republicans question her decisions on sentencing in certain cases.
What's your hidden agenda? Is it to let violent criminals, cop killers, and child predators back to the streets?
I'm not interested in trying to play gotcha. I'm interested in her answers because I found in our time together that she was enormously thoughtful.
Judge Jackson has been endorsed by the Fraternal Order of Police. In her closing, Jackson giving a glimpse into her philosophy.
I have dedicated my career to ensuring that the words engraved on the front of the Supreme Court building, equal justice under law, are a reality and not just an ideal.
So the lawmaker questions are really going to start tomorrow morning, and today the top Senate Democrat on the committee said that this was the easy part. Reporting on Capitol Hill, I'm Jared Hill for KETV, Newswatch 7.
Now to the war in Ukraine. Ukrainian officials reject a Russian demand that their forces in Mariupol surrender in exchange for safe passage. Russian and Ukrainian